morning guys, you join me another one of my days off. We've had the Nissan Juke for about 2 months now, so it's about time we did a review on it. So as always, I'll go over the details of the car, plus the 5 things I like and the 5 things I don't like about it. So it looks like we need to get some fuel, so Hannah wasn't lying to me when she said that it had nothing left. It doesn't seem to think it's got any miles left to go. So we'll go to the petrol station first. So I think we'll leave it in eco mode. Just been to the petrol station. Now let's go find somewhere to have a look around this car. Now that we've got some fuel, I think it's time to look at maybe going into sport mode. Right, so welcome guys to my partner's Nissan Juke. She's had it for about 2 months now, as I said earlier. It is in the Sunlight Yellow and it's a facelift version. It's the Acenta trim level with the premium package on it, so it comes with colour accents interior and colour accents exterior on it, so I'll show you those as we go around because they are slightly different to what you would get in a normal Juke. So the additional extras that have been added to this vehicle include these yellow accents just down here. Another additional extra is the 17-inch black alloys that it comes with. Normally they would be in a silver finish. Another optional extra is the black door handles. The black sunroof is also an additional extra. So normally they would come with a solid roof. The rear windows are tinted along with the boot. This black accent on the boot here and these yellow accents here are both additional optional extras as well. And this magnificent black spoiler is also an additional extra. Other additional extras include these door guards along the bottom here. So there is a separate bit of plastic here which actually protects the doors from banging against the curb. The car comes with LED daytime running lights. It does have a huge front sort of factory fitted splitter on it, which is interesting. I'm guessing that's sort of direct air. This vehicle has standard electric mirrors, but they do not auto fold in. You have to do that manually. The car comes as standard with this handy little sort of privacy cover for your boot so people can't see in. Now rear boot space is significantly better than obviously my Honda CR-Z, and it may not look like much in its current form, but it has a little trick. If you slot this little panel down, then you get a nice deep boot. So there is no spare wheel in this vehicle, it just comes with the foam that you pop into the wheel when you have a puncture. If you remember in one of our previous videos, we actually went up to Petrol to pick up this vehicle. So we live on the Isle of Wight, so it was quite a a trek up, but it was really, the last 2 months have been brilliant, so she's really enjoyed having this car in her ownership, so it's worthwhile going up there. On the door cards themselves, you have this yellow sort of stitching into it, and then you have the accents on the vents and on the armrest. If you come over to the centre console, you have a yellow centre console, which would normally be a silver colour. You also have this yellow gear knob with the gaiter with the yellow stitching on as well, so very smart. The seats themselves are very, very comfortable, sort of stitching through the middle, and then you've got the yellow accents on the corners as well, which flows through the seat. They are like a sort of suede cloth effect, but they're very, very comfortable. All the yellow accents in this vehicle would normally be a silver trim, so these are all additional parts of the Premium Plus package that you get. It's an armrest that attaches to the seats. It has a cubby hole inside, which is nice. You can pop some belongings in there, some change, whatever. On the roof here you have lights and also the adjustment for the sunroof, so you can make it just sit up slightly to let some ventilation in, or you can open it up fully. The sunroof is tinted, but if you want to let in some additional light, you can obviously have the visor open, or if you shut the visor, it sort of locks out the light. The car has tailored Juke mats. It also has the yellow stitching on the around it, and also on the actual Juke logo itself. The car has auto up and down for the driver. It also has electric windows for the rear. They actually go the whole way down in the rear, which is very good. Being a family car, it has lots of storage, so there is storage down the sides there. You've got a nice big storage glove box here. You have storage for your phone just under the main centre console. 2 cup holders with more storage. The centre console consists of a piano black surround with the sat-nav upgrade for the vehicle, so normally they would just come with a CD player and radio, but this has got a DAB sat-nav unit in it. Also comes with climate control, which doubles up as the driving controls as well. So if you push this button here, it changes to drive mode. The screen here can display all sorts of different things. It has a G meter, can display your boost, tells you how economic you're being, miles per gallon, all that sort of stuff. Down here you have the auxiliary input. Also the vehicle has a 12-volt socket. The vehicle has just done over 20,000 miles. On the screen you can see the water temperature, temperature outside, which side the petrol cap is, and how much fuel you've got. On the steering wheel itself you have the controls for the stereo, so you've got your Bluetooth for your answering telephone calls, changing the radio stations, volume, all that sort of stuff, and information. On the right hand side you have the cruise control, which was very useful when we drove up to the airport for going to Croatia. Down on the bottom right of the steering wheel you have a selection of different driver assists there, so you've got the pressure sensor reset button, traction control mirror adjustment, so adjusting the electric mirrors as well, so you can turn the stop start on the vehicle off. Underneath the driver's side of the dash you've got the ODB2 reader port and the petrol filler release and the bonnet release. So this is the first time I've actually opened the bonnet up, but it looks very nice. It's all very tidy, very clean, what you would expect for a 4-year-old car. This is obviously the 1.2 DGT engine, so it's the newer engine. They used to have a 1.6 naturally aspirated, and is a road tax of £130 per year. The vehicle is a stop start, so it does have a rather large heavy duty battery. Now actually for once on the channel I've got a 4-door car, so I will actually open up the back and show you the rear leg space. So you get a very nice ample room in the back here. In the back here you can see that we've got the yellow accented door handle sort of armrests, along with the yellow accented seats. So normally these would just be a standard, and they're in a lovely sort of suede-y sort of material, but they're very comfortable. It's very nice back here. I don't normally sit in the back, so I didn't notice this, but you actually have cup holders in the doors, which is very cool. It's spacious back here. I'm 6 foot and there's plenty of headspace here, and I've still got plenty of leg room as well, so yeah, very comfortable. It's the car itself. Let's just cover the 5 things I like about the vehicle. The first thing I like about this vehicle is the yellow accents in the interior and the black. I think it really sets it out. I think it makes it look really smart, really individual, and sort of far more unique. The second part I like about this car is the different functionality of the sport mode, normal mode and economy mode. So if you've seen my previous videos about my Honda, it has very similar functionality, but on this one, where it's a turbo, you get the boost gauge. You can have your driver information, so miles per hour on the average trip, how long it's taken and how long the journey was. You've got G-force. Not sure why you would need G-force unless you're tracking it, but it's not really a track focused car. It's a family car. If you choose the different settings, it tells you what is actually changed. So if you go to economy, it tells you that the eco engine is running. So we want it in sport. The steering in this vehicle is actually electric steering, but you do get really good feel from it. The third thing I like about this car is its presence on the road. It's quite a lot higher than your normal car, and if you've ever seen my Honda, it's very low in comparison, so going from that to this is quite a nice change. The fourth thing I like about this car is how surprisingly quick it is. It's 115 brake horsepower on the printouts from the factory, but when you drop it into sport mode and go down a couple of gears and put your foot down, it actually gets a shift on, and it's very surprising. I haven't worked out yet if this is quicker than my Honda or not. Both are very similar power figures. Obviously this is probably a little bit heavier. The final thing I love about this car is the yellow on black. It just makes this car stand out so much more. It's like a little Japanese bumblebee. If you've ever watched Transformers, if he could transform into one of these, I think he'd be pretty happy. Look at the 5 things I dislike about this vehicle. So the first thing I dislike about this vehicle is the fact that being Japanese, it is quite plasticky. So it's a lot of hard sort of touch plastics on the vehicle. The one thing that sort of does break up all the plasticness is this really nice leather cover though. That sort of does sort of break up a bit, but yeah, there's a lot of sort of hard plastics in here. So the second bit I dislike about this car is the radio. It's supposed to have DAB and FM, but whenever you put it in DAB, it only seems to want to stay there for a couple of seconds and then it changes back to FM. I don't know if that's just due to it not being programmed in correctly for where we live, or if it's to do with the signal, but that is quite annoying. Now, for being such a high-spec car, the third thing I dislike is the fact it doesn't have a push start. You can see down here that there is a hole for where you could have a push start functionality on it, and for a vehicle that's been so well spec'd and the fact it's got stop start technology on it, I would expect it to have an engine start button, but on this car it is the standard turn it on with the key. The fourth thing I dislike about this vehicle is the positioning of the additional armrest. Obviously this is a factory additional option, but it sits right above the handbrake, so you have to actually lift this up to be able to get onto the handbrake properly. Otherwise it blocks the access to it and you can't bring it up when it's released. The fifth thing I dislike about this car is the fact that it's only front wheel drive. I think for a vehicle this big it should definitely be 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and that would definitely be a better selling point. So it wouldn't be a close-up with Joe video without it absolutely chucking it down at some point in it. so it has just started to rain, so I'm going to head back to the house now. Right, so we are back at my house now, so we're going to end the video off there. Final thoughts. The Nissan Juke is an awesome car. I love how it surprised me every time I get in it. I expect it to be quite slow and sort of comes in because it's such a big vehicle, and then I find out that it's a little firecracker underneath. Awesome car, love it, and can't wait to take it out next time. So thank you for joining me today, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe.